This video will be, I guess, fighting for what's right or realizing what's really going on. Okay, people ask me all the time why I be so passionate about the things that I am so passionate about. I was like, because you can see everything that's going on in the world and go home and go to sleep and just be comfortable. But okay, not a second of the day goes by where I don't think of the millions of people that are starving, homeless, being murdered, and we got millions of people dying every day and living in the worst conditions possible. And you can go home and sleep good about it. I can't, because there's what's right and what's wrong. And then you don't feel that you're being lied to by your governments. But okay, as a whole, all the governments of the world have people living in these conditions, and then they're spending trillions of dollars to build weapons to kill more people, but they're not feeding or taking care of the people that are there now. Wouldn't that kind of let you think that something was going on? I mean, and it goes further than that. Like we have the people are being programmed so bad by today's society that you don't see that you're out here killing each other when you should be loving and taking care of one another, and we should be a community and we should be one people. But the programming is where we run into a problem. You don't see a problem. Like, I see a problem in the programming when, like, you got millions of people dying and they're spending all their resources to kill more people in some other country or your country or whatever. Okay, why are we putting any energy into killing somebody else? Doesn't that seem kind of anti-love and anti-people? I mean, it doesn't. I mean, eventually people are going to start waking up and realizing that they've been bamboozled. And I think the hardest part is that people don't want to believe that they've been bamboozled their entire life. And, eventually you just got to wake up and realize, hey, yes, I've been lied to. Like me, I spent most of my life trying to destroy myself based on the trauma that I went through. And then I realized that, hey, all these other people are going through all this trauma too. Wow, why don't we just focus our energy on getting rid of the trauma so everybody else doesn't have to deal with it too? So rather than just destroying myself, I just figured I would destroy the trauma. So let's try to, get everybody on the same page and try to work towards doing the right thing and taking care of each other, rather than let's create more ways to kill more people. I mean, eventually, everybody's going to have to wake up and realize, oh yeah, we were either asleep, in on it, or not paying attention. Like, hello? I mean, does nobody else see a problem with what's going on in the world? Like, 24/7, 365? I mean, I know that my cousins, aunties, uncles, sisters, brothers, nephews, nieces, everybody out there, like, you do not need to go through this. We do need to come together because, like, I mean, I've been fighting this fight for some years, and, like, it just doesn't seem like people really want to believe that they've been being lied to all their whole life. Yeah, a lot of people have been like, oh yeah, I see it from your point of view, but, like, how can you not see it from any other point of view, that we're spending all of our resources to kill more people? Meanwhile, the people that are here, and the children and the grown people and everything, are living in the most deplorable fucking conditions possible, and nobody's everybody's in survival mode, and everybody's worried about me when it should be we. And it's part of the programming, just like the music and the videos and everything else. People in Hollywood and sports, I mean, we're just basically turning into Rome again. But I mean, eventually people are going to have to realize, yes, well, I'm not going to go see my creator and be like, hey, I realized what was going on, and I didn't do anything about it. And I'm just going to, give my 110% and try to make whatever shake loose. But if it doesn't shake loose, then, you know what I mean? After I'm gone, maybe somebody else will pick up where I left off. I don't know. But I mean, eventually we're just going to have to all come together as a people and make this stuff work, because it's just preposterous that anybody should be going through the stuff that they're going through. Like, we're in such a me, and now society that, everybody has tunnel vision and nobody's paying attention to what's really going on. You don't know what the next person's going through and what kind of trauma and issues that they're having to deal with. And these children, our children, none of these children deserve to live and grow up in the society or the environment that we have them growing up in now. It's just absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense. You can't justify it. No matter how much you want to justify it, you can't. And you're either going to be on the right side or the wrong side. And don't talk about history, because history is just written by the side that won, so it doesn't matter anyways. You know what I mean? And then they want you to give up, the law-abiding people that are playing by the system. They're the ones that get squeezed the most anyway, because, they like, long as you're taking away my rights, but it's affecting them more, so that's good. Well, that's the most hateful thing I've ever seen or heard from in my life. You're basically telling me that a creator created all of creation, and it's this beautiful thing that works in perfect harmony. Everything's dependent on itself. It's kind of like Buddhism or whatever. And then created mankind to be the caretakers and live amongst the creation, like the Indians and stuff did, and, lots of other civilizations and such, and our cousins in Africa and stuff. And, everybody was happy and everybody took care of each other. Your whole job was to teach people the right way to live and to love and respect and honor everybody. And they were going to treat you the same. And, everything was created just like the dirts and the rock was created. And you got to live in harmony with nature. And, we just lost total, we're devolving as a species. That's all I can tell you. There's no other way to put it than that we're devolving as a species. Either everybody's going to have to wake up or you're just going to be content with being oppressed. And just like money's fake. Money was never real. It's just another link in the chains that bind us in this system. Is capitalism without consent is modern slavery. And nobody wants to admit that shit either, because they're getting a bigger cut and living a life of luxury and stuff like that. Nobody should ever prosper off, what somebody else did. If somebody did something for you and you're working together, that's one thing. But if you're making your living off what somebody else is doing, you're a parasite. You're no better than the people I'm talking about and the problem that I'm talking about. Like, if you make millions of dollars because other people are breaking their necks or whatever, then you're different than the people that I'm talking about. And these people that I drive an EV, I do this. Well, you create just as much as pollution as everybody. And I'm pretty sure all the children that got their hand cut off because they weren't mining cobalt fast enough in the Congo to make your electric batteries and this and that. Just like, stop it with the holier than thou and I'm better than you and this. Look, we're all responsible for the situation. It's time we all take responsibility for the situation and do something about it. I'm in. I'm all in to fix the situation and make it better. And, maybe in 7 generations, our people will, live better. That's how you have to base all your decisions. How will this affect the next 7 generations? Well, guess what? We've always been losing at that. We don't care about the kids. They're the most vulnerable. And they're the ones that get abused and used the most, is the children. But, we have to do something, and we got to do it together, and we just have to be here and do it for each other, because this is ridiculous. It's to the point where it just can't go on anymore, and we have to do something about it. And I'm just letting you know that I'm here for all of you, and we're going to have to all take responsibility, because it's all of our fault. It's happening. We got to do something about it.